In today's video, I'm going to show you how to talk about trends, how to talk about results, how to talk about numbers, and how to describe graphs, okay? So I'm going to teach you some vocabulary that's going to help you to describe movements going up, going down, or maybe staying the same, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with verbs. I'm going to show you some verbs that you can use in this context, okay? The first one is go up. I think this is a very obvious verb. Go up, and then you have the opposite, which is go down. Another one that is very common is increase. So you're going to have increase, decrease, okay? These two verbs are very, very common. I think you use them a lot already in your presentations. But the next ones might be new for you and they're going to be very helpful for your next presentation, okay? So the next one is rocket. Rocket means to go up very fast. Now remember, this is a verb, so you're going to use it in past. For example, you're going to say rocketed. In future, you're going to say will rocket, okay? If you're talking now in a situation that is happening now, you're going to say is rocketing, okay? So you're going to say, for example, sales of cleaning products have rocketed in the last year, okay? The sales of cleaning products have rocketed in the last year, which means they went up very fast, okay? And then you have the opposite. The opposite is plummet. Plummet means to go down very fast, okay? So you can say sales in movie theaters have plummeted in the last year. Sales in movie theaters have plummeted in the last year, which means they have gone down very, very fast. Okay? All right, let's go with number 4. Number 4 is the verb grow. Grow, which means crecer. Now, this one is particularly interesting because you don't have to say grow up. Grow up is incorrect in this context, okay? So you're only going to use the verb grow, not grow up, all right? And again, remember, this is a verb, so the past of grow is grew. And in future, you can also use it as will grow. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then the opposite of grow in this context is drop. Drop is similar to caer. Okay, so you can say, for example, sales dropped by 20%. Sales dropped by 20%. Okay, all right, and the last one for now, for this context, is the verb rise. Rise also means to go up. This is an interesting verb because in past the verb is rose. It is very common to hear this verb used in past, okay? So you can say sales rose by 10%. Sales rose by 10%. And then the opposite in this context could be fall, the verb fall, which again means caer, okay? So you can say sales have fallen by 10% in the last year. Sales have fallen by 10% in the last year. If you notice, in my last example, I was using present perfect. Remember, these are all verbs, so you can use it in different times, okay? Like this one, for example, sales have fallen by 10%, okay? All right, so now you have more options when you're trying to describe something going up or going down. But what happens if there is no real movement? Like if something's staying the same? Well, in this case, you have two options. You can say stabilize, or you can also say level off. Level off is a synonym of stabilize, okay? So when you have a lot of fluctuation and then you have a period of stability, you can say, for example, sales have leveled off since January. Sales have leveled off since January, okay? Which means they are recovering, which means they are more stable now. They are leveling off, okay? And then the last two for today are when you are at the very top, okay? In this case, you're gonna say peak. You are at the very top. This is the highest point in the graph. Let's imagine that you work in a gym, right? You're gonna say something like this. Sign-ups peak in January. Everybody wants to go to the gym in January. So sales peak in January, okay? And then the opposite is hit rock bottom. Hit rock bottom is when you are at the lowest point in the graph, okay? So again, let's go to the example with gyms. You can say sign-ups peak in January, but hit rock bottom in November. Nobody wants to go to the gym in November, so our sign-ups hit rock bottom in November. Okay? All right, good. So make sure to practice this vocabulary as many times as necessary, because I guarantee you that this is going to be very, very useful when you're presenting results in your next meeting. Okay? And also keep in mind that these are verbs, and you can also modify the verbs by using an adverb. Now, an adverb normally finishes with "ly." Okay? And you have a lot of options. I'm going to give you some of the most common, but you have a lot. The first one is dramatically. Dramatically. Okay? So you can say, for example, sales fell dramatically last year. So there's a bigger impact. It's not just that sales fell, but they fell dramatically. Like it was very big, very quickly. It was just dramatic, right? Sales fell dramatically. Okay? The next one that you can use is sharply. Sharply also means like in a very straight line. It could be either going down or going up, but in a very straight line, very, very quickly. Okay? So again, you can say, for example, sign-ups increased sharply last year. Sign-ups increased sharply, which means they are going up very fast. Okay? Another option that you have is steadily. Steadily is a synonym of constant. Okay? This is a very, very common adverb that you can use in this type of presentation or when you're talking about numbers. So you can say, you know, we have been recovering steadily in the last 3 months. So it wasn't sharply, it wasn't dramatically, but it's been steadily, very constant. All right? And well, other options that you have are, for example, rapidly, quickly, things like that. But those three are, I think, are the most common: dramatically, sharply, and steadily. Okay? All right, so again, make sure to watch this video as many times as necessary. Put this in practice. Here in the comment section, you can give me some examples, and maybe I can try to correct you if I find any mistakes. This is going to help you to practice. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel. This is going to help us to keep growing and to continue making more videos for you. And well, I'll see you in the next video.